Hey guys, this is Julie from Crafty Beach on YouTube, and I have a beautiful fall pumpkin DIY using supplies from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to start with one of their wood pumpkins and one of their straw hats. I'm going to take advantage the circular nature of the hat, use it to my advantage to cover the pumpkin. So I'm just cutting off the brim of the straw hat first, and I'm going to use that arch to my advantage to do the outer sides of the pumpkin. I just attach it with hot glue. I want the excess material, so then once I get it glued on, I can go back and cut off the excess material, retaining that pumpkin shape of the sign. So I have the left side of the pumpkin done. I'm using the brim again. I'm going to do the same thing over here on the right. First I attach it with hot glue, then I go trim off the excess material. Now for the rest of the hat, this is the top of the hat. I just kind of cut it up and cut it into a strip just to make it easy to work with. And I'm going to do another section right here. So again, I just attach it with hot glue. I don't want those straight lines, so I go back and kind of cut it like in an arching pattern to give me like the lines of a pumpkin, and then cut off the excess. I'm going to do this same thing here on the other side with our fourth panel that we're attaching. And again, I kind of cut it into an arc shape. Now for the rest of it, I'm going to have to do it in individual pieces. I cut mine. You can always rip them as well. And then for the very top of the hat, I just kind of cut it into this like almost like a diamond shape for the middle. And then I'm framing it in with those individual pieces to give me a fun pattern for the pumpkin. For the pumpkin stem, I just take some twine and hot glue and I just wrap the pumpkin stem to give it a little bit more texture and a little bit more color. And I always like to kind of layer my Dollar Tree signs. It makes them feel more high-end, thicker wood and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that with just some of their Dollar Tree craft wood. You could also use their wood shelves for this, but I think two of these together is going to give me the perfect size sign for the back. They're really smooth on top. You might have to sand them along the edges and stuff like that to make sure there's no splinters, but I'm basically going to put the two of them together, just attaching them with a bead of hot glue. Now, I don't want to leave it natural wood like this. I kind of want it to look like driftwood. So the first thing I'm doing is going over the whole thing with just some ivory paint to kind of give me a blank canvas. And then I'm going to give it that wood effect using some Antique Wax by Waverly, dragging a brush over it and blending it in a little bit here and there with a baby wipe to give me a great driftwood feel. For the back, I'm just using one of those little nail-in sawtooth hangers. I always save those off the Dollar Tree canvases. And then I am going to attach our straw pumpkin to the front. I do want it to stick out a little bit since the stem is wrapped with the twine. So I just use some wood dominoes from the Dollar Tree just for a little bit of a spacer to hot glue that to my sign. And then I'm going to finish it off with one of the little metal words from the fall section at Dollar Tree. I chose the word welcome, and I'm just going to leave it the galvanized metal. I think that looks really pretty against that straw hat material. So I just use a little bit of hot glue on the back just to attach it. You could always leave it plain, but I thought it needed a word or something. And then for a little pumpkin tendril, I take some of their wired jute. I just wrap it around a pen, kind of attach it underneath the pumpkin. And then for a fall leaf, I'm just going to use one of these nice neutral color, and I'm going to attach that to the top of the pumpkin as well. I was trying to decide if I wanted one or two. I like the ivory with like the darker kind of like more tan when they're on top. I love how this turned out. Let me show you how it looks. And if you would like more Dollar Tree fall DIYs, be sure to check out my YouTube channel at Crafty Beach. And until next time, happy crafting.